I attended the Cultural Proficiency meeting and I thought it was absolutely wonderful. It was a really positive environment. It was welcoming, and I learned a lot. When I say a lot, I mean a lot about my colleagues that I had no idea. And I actually heard stories that I could directly relate to, and it made me feel like I wasn't so alone.
I was really glad that I went to the Cultural Proficiency meeting. I can be a bit like I have a bit of a social anxiety, so I sometimes I am afraid to talk about myself in front of people, but it was really nice. I was able to talk about myself and talk about my life, a little bit about my life. I was able to enjoy the humor that there was there. We talked a lot about interesting stuff. I got to know other staff and they got to know me a little bit better. And I sometimes I feel kind of like self-conscious talking about myself. I'm a bit of a private person, but whenever I reveal something about myself and I feel like, oh, wow, we are all on the same page.
You can't understand what we're doing unless you show up. And when you show up, you're gonna learn really quick that it's about stories, background, connections. There are things that I learned about my team, my schoolmates, my peers, my teachers that I'll never learn in a professional development. I'll never learn it in a Zoom. I could only learn it in an intimate space where we're just trying to make connections under the lens that it's all for a better school.
What I took away from the cultural meeting yesterday was that everyone has a story. We might look a certain way, but we are all very real. We are our own person, and I think it's a great thing for everyone to come and join.
Okay, so I was really glad I went to Cultural Proficiency. Every time I've gone, it's been kind of an eye-opening experience. You know, it's nice that we're able to talk about our stories and find that a lot of us have the same kind of struggle, and that through even cross-cultural, we struggle the same, and that it's okay to share that with the kids and understand that they will be more connected if we're open with ourselves.
This week, it was a safe space for me to share about my culture, my heritage, and I enjoyed learning about my colleagues, and I hope that I can learn about more colleagues there. So it's definitely a time well spent.
Okay, so why is coming to Cultural Proficiency team meetings important? It helps us divert away from the single story, and that's something we talked about a lot in this particular meeting, because it gives us the opportunity to learn more about each other and also about ourselves, that we don't belong to exactly one group or one category. We all have multiple stories, and we don't want to get caught up in a single story mindset.